Okay, I think I did it. But I don't think that's correct. Well, we're here on DIY Poppy, public, streaming house, stream settings. All right, all right. Hey Garrett, what's up, man? Sorry, I do not know how to run OBS on YouTube. Clearly, don't know how to do it. Thanks for coming by. Sorry it took 35 extra minutes. So, just need to plug in my Ethernet, which is rather short cable. Real quick, how's the audio? Someone already tried cooking an egg on the JSOC. Oh, nice. You couldn't cook it. You could technically cook an egg. It will take a while, but you could cook an egg. So today we're going to go ahead and we're gonna test out our Peltier. So I did a couple testings with this thing, but it looked like we had some issues with adding these copper pads. And let me rotate the camera so you can kind of see. I haven't even set this up yet. Oh, the audio? Oh, crap. I don't know. Robotic. For what reason? I have no idea. I don't have no headphones, so I can't hear. How do you do playback? How do you... What's up? Cal. I'm just going to call you Cal. Damn, my dog is going nuts over there. Bro, I haven't live streamed anything in freaking a long time. God, still going at it. You guys hear my dog barking? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with this audio. Okay, I think that's fine. Testing. Let me get my headphones. Just had them. Where did I put my headphones? Ugh. I can never find anything up here, but I think I can hear what you guys are talking about. Headphones. What is up? I'm just looking for my headphones, but I freaking lost them. Oh. I really should have done this stream on my desktop because I'm doing it on my MacBook right now. And I usually use like, what's it called? NVIDIA Broadcast. And man, that thing does a great job for your audio. Yeah, the echo is going to happen. This is a trash mic on my MacBook. Unfortunately, we're going to get a lot of echo. So, Let me try to fix that. If anyone knows how to fix that in OBS, I will be more than happy. Audio filter. Is that a little bit better? I feel like it sounds a lot better. Sweet. Cool, cool. Yeah, OBS for the win. All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming to hang out. We are going to be testing the Peltier I made. And so let's just talk about it first, and then we'll get into the test. So we have a AMD Wraith cooler, and attached to it we have our Peltier, and this one's 85 watts, so it's a 12 volt, I think 9 amps, and it's 85 watts. So I did testing with just the Wraith, and we got down to -7. And to power this thing, we have a 700 watt SFX power supply, and we went ahead and, ooh crap, that thing came out. Okay, I gotta fix that. So we shorted it so it would turn on. Go ahead. My gluing was trash and it fell off. But yeah, so we're gonna test it. I got -7 with this without these copper plates, and with these copper plates I got -5. So there's gonna be some condensation happening. I'm just gonna turn off some settings. Please hold. Also, we sold some shirts, guys. We sold 4 total. So I actually need to make them. I made 1. Need to make the other 3. Okay, I had to turn this monitoring off. Cool, cool. Alright, what do you say? No one has put one of the... ETA, he said he was gonna do it, but I always feel like ETA always... He comes out with a video, like 2 videos a day. That man is a machine. But when you're coming out with that much content, like, it's hard. Like, the only reason I was able to make so much content so quick was because we got rained out at a job site. So I was just working from home doing my personal training and my other jobs that I do, my 7 other jobs I do. So that's man, more power to him. But we definitely are gonna put the Peltier onto the back plate as soon as I get it. It's still in China, so I'm not holding my breath. Hopefully it comes in, we can do the testing. But did you guys like the vacuum video? That was a pretty fun one. We can just chat while I set this up. Look how dirty my desk always is. Look at this. This is how it always is in this shop. It's a complete mess in here. Okay, so for this testing, we're going to need to set up our display. So we're gonna prop this bad boy up. We're gonna be watching everything on this monitor. I think this will work. Sorry for the shaky cam. Alright, and for the display, we got the back plate all cut out. So we're definitely gonna we're gonna be playing with this face down. Because it's the only way I can really get it on. But before we do anything, we have to fix this power supply. Yeah, man, it's just the Chinese is just when you get something directly from China, it just always takes forever. So that's why I'm not holding my breath. All right, I don't know if you guys ever shorted a power supply before, but quick tip: it's always, if you got these prongs up top, it's always going to be the 4 and the 5 slot. So it's all you got to do is put some. You could use a paper clip, but I don't have a paper clip. Who has paper clips anymore? This is pretty cool though. I've live streamed gaming before, and that was fun. You know, I was like hanging out with like, you know, no more than like 5 people at one time. But that was a lot of fun. But I think this is a lot funner because I think doing stuff like this is almost more fun than playing video games. Actually, it is more fun than most video games. Fucking hate this thing won't fit. Where is my rubbing alcohol? Hands are too oily. What do I do? Oh, George. So I'm a carpenter. So I'm a finish and framing carpenter. While I do this stuff, yeah, maybe you can kind of see me in this. Back it up. There we go. It's a little bit better. Sorry for the cutoff, but you can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, so I'm a carpenter. I do both framing and finish work. So cabinets, I'll frame the house, do the cabinets. I do a lot of stuff too. But I've been a CrossFit coach and a personal trainer in general for a decade. So I've been in the fitness world since I've worked out since I was 18. Actually 17. And I've never stopped. I'm 35 now. And then in my mid 20s, I became a personal trainer and I coached for 10 years. Oh, yes. If you get lucky sometimes and things come quick. Plus, you're closer to China than United States, unless you're a freaking Australia. But yeah, so and in between that, I've always done carpentry, my own stuff. My dad was a contractor, so I learned a lot from him. And then so a lot of the skills I get are from. Yeah, there you go, George. Yeah, so a lot of the skills I get are from kind of just like my carpentry, my general contracting background. So I've done plumbing, all that stuff, electrical, but never like I've always done it as like a handyman kind of thing on the side. So and I've always built my own things. Like I built my gym. One day I'll do a video of my gym tour. So when COVID happened, I built, everything shut down. So I was running a gym in a CrossFit gym, and things were shutting down slowly, and people were too scared to go to gym, things like that. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna build a gym." So I just went ahead and just kind of like it's jank, but my house. I live in California. We don't have a lot of space in my area, so I don't have a lot where I could just build a freaking full structure. So I kind of had to piecemeal something with what I had available, and it turned out really, really good. So projects are the game. Yeah, they for sure are the game. All right, so we need to. So that's kind of where my background is. So I've been kind of just of a person who always tries to find better ways to do things. Like I've always preach path of least resistance. I've done that in my coaching career. Teach all my clients with that. So if you can find something to do, if you can make something work better, and it's easier. Like I mean, it's easy to do. I've always liked that aspect. Hey Dale, we're just hanging out, just giving everyone a little bit of my backstory. Carpenter, full-time carpenter. Also, I still coach clients. I don't coach CrossFit classes anymore, but I want to get back into it. I just don't have the time. I should just hot glue this thing. Oh, or we could just leave it like that. It should be fine. Everything's fine. Just get the glue gun. But yeah, so that's kind of where I come from. My background and everything. I've always been a handy person. I've always liked to tinker around, fix things. The only thing I don't like to do, work on, two things. I hate working on cars, and I hate painting. I don't do those things. So we're plugged in here, plugged in there. Okay, so we're going to kind of have a little bit an issue with this testing today because, as you can see, I already got thermal pads on there. It's not a stock backplate anymore, so I'm going to do my best to just cover some of this stuff up just to kind of sort of simulate a stock backplate. I was going to make a custom backplate for it, but it was... I couldn't get everything to sit properly, and I said, fuck it. So, when in doubt, just use a little bit of duct tape. To kind of simulate, like, remember, the key word is simulate a, like, J-Sox plate, but this is going to be 100% better than a J-Sox plate, because we're making, not only are we, have copper plates, but we're making better contact to the CPU, so it's all around is going to be way better. Did you replacement bait box? Oh no, hell no, man. That thing's still in China. So I'm just going to cover up this whole bottom end just because I need to. I'm so cold right now. But yeah, going back to like kind of my backstory, I've always been a guy who I've always liked doing things myself, and I hate paying people to do things that I know that I can do or I can figure out. The only thing I pay people to do is paint. That's it. I do not paint, but I will work on my car. I just hate doing car work because my hands cramp up so much. Oh, so the ink in my hands. Oh, all right. Let's go there. So, this was like my first hand tattoo. Oh, I can't even see. So, I got 2 hand tattoos. I got technically 4 tattoos. I got my wedding date right here, and then my daughter's name on my knuckles, Layla Rain, and then my Tibetan skull. And then I got Brawley on my left hand, because who doesn't like Brawley? Hey, welcome from Italy, man. Thanks for hanging out. So I got Brawley. This was my first hand tattoo. I've always wanted hand tattoos. I've always liked tattoos. I got a gang of them. So this was the first one. I got this. I literally went to the tattoo shop. I've had the same artist for 7 years now, I think. And he, I asked him, I was like, I kind of want to get a skull. And he's like, bro, let's get a Tibetan skull. I didn't even know what it was. I just let him do his thing. I just let him do his thing, and he drew it out, and I was like, fuck it, let's go. So He's done all that. And then the Brawley thing was, I don't know if you guys follow Action Bronson. He's a rapper, chef, comedian, fucking life. He does pretty much everything. He had this I think it was like it looked like Odin, right? Yelling and screaming. I was like, man, that's a badass tattoo. So I went ahead and I got something similar to that, but I saw this picture of Brawley screaming, so I hit him up. He's like, fuck yeah, let's go. This one was probably one of the most painful tattoos, because unlike this one, this was like 3 sittings, because there was so much detail, so much feathering, and he actually had to touch it up quite a bit, especially for these kind of skulls up top right here. And then this one on the bottom, so it just took a long time for this one to heal. And in the Brawley one, he did it all in one sitting. This is like a 6-hour sitting right here, and this thing fucking hurt. My hand was swollen so bad. Like, I couldn't use my heat press because I was doing... So I have my heat press over here where I make all my shirts and stuff, and where we make the DIY Poppy shirts. We actually don't use that press. We actually use the hand press for these shirts, just because it's a small print. But I couldn't even I had to take like almost 2 weeks off because I could not do it, because this tattoo was so inflamed and so painful. It healed perfectly. It was just, God, this right here, this is a bitch. If you ever get your knuckles, this is painful. This right here is super painful. And then like right here, the base of your wrist right here. But I got my elbows, my ditch, my ribs, my neck. The neck's actually not bad. It's just kind of like, you kind of just jerk away from the pain, so it's kind of scary in a sense that you might fuck up the tattoo. Cool. All right, is this thing hot enough? No, it's not. All right, so any other questions before we get into this thing? I have no idea where my alcohol fucking spray bottle is. Fuck. All right. Just want to wipe this thing down. 8 fingerprints. I don't even know where my rag is. God damn. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and place the Steam Deck in its case, only because we got to apply quite a bit of force onto this thing. Actually, we can't do that because how am I going to plug it in? Oh well, whatever. So, real quick, we duct taped the back just to cover up as much of the air gap as we can. Like I said, this is not gonna run like a JSOX backplate. It's gonna run better than a JSOX backplate for 2 reasons. We have copper plates, and the thermal pad I use is really good. This is a Gillad. I've tried different thermal pads in the past, and this one seems to be the best one that I can find. For the price too. It's like $14. You get like a 80 by 60 sheet. It's great. Only look at grade. Shipping, festival, holiday, and January 13th. Stop it. Well, one thing, if these JSOX backplates, dude, like they ship this thing out right near Chinese New Year, like fucking assholes. It's a real dick thing to do, is to ship this thing out during your number one holiday. Stupid. All right, so we have to do it like this because of. So it's gonna look like that. And real quick, let's get into this backplate. I want to see you put some Switch LED displays in your deck. You're crazy enough to give it a go. Oh yeah, I definitely want to swap out the display. I'm just waiting for a kind of like OLED. Fuck man, OLED gang, bro. You know, some things are worth the price. OLED for sure is definitely worth the price. So real quick, for those that didn't see the intro for this, this is a AMD Wraith cooler. Nothing too crazy. It's not even that beefy. And then the Peltier that we have underneath here is a 85 watt Peltier. It is pretty damn cold. So with the Wraith cooler and just this, we got -7. So frost will and may be an issue. But with the copper plates that we added, which was 2 copper shims, and then we glued them all together, this thing is stuck on there, but we did lose 2 degrees. So this one only gets down to -5, unfortunately, but is actually kind of a good thing. So one thing about these Peltiers that is scary, once this thing goes below 0 or even close to 0, I think once you hit like 5 degrees, this thing starts to get frost on it. It really gets really cold. The glue. Something I bought on Amazon. It was decently rated. Just called Thermal Glue by Janelle. See if you guys can see that. There was some nicer stuff, but it was gonna take a week to get here, and this was well reviewed. And this is actually what I'm gonna use for the heat sinks when I'm done modding the Steam Deck and I put the heat sinks on. I don't know if you saw that video, but we put heat sinks on the Steam Deck with our custom backplate. Not this one, but the big one. We had some really good results. And this one plus the heat sinks, I guarantee is going to be one of the just overall best running Steam Decks you could get with low noise and everything. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's power on this Steam Deck, and then we're gonna heat it up. We're gonna do it the fast way, the dangerous way. That's when we clog up. Oh, it's already on. Sweet. Cool. So we're already on. Cool. Cool. This is 10 foot. Okay. So many cables, so many wires. Sorry for the late stream again. I haven't streamed in a long time, and I couldn't figure out how to stream on YouTube, because when I have streamed, I streamed on Twitch, which was pretty streamlined. If anyone's curious about this monitor, I got it. It's an Amazon monitor, like one of the cheap Chinese ones. It was like 99 bucks, on sale on Black Friday. It was super cheap. It's 2K, 60 hertz, which is essentially really perfect for the Steam Deck. Just trying to get this thing on. Probably should have just done it overhead, but can you guys see the temps and stuff okay there? Not too crazy looking. Okay, we're plugged in. I need a remote control. Can you guys see the monitor okay? I think I should do it like that. This is pretty cool, y'all. Like, it isn't easy to read. Okay. Alright, so that's as good as get. I don't know how to focus on this damn camera, so yeah, sorry. All right, cool. So we're all ready and good to go. We just gotta plug this thing in, and Bob's your uncle. So all in all, this Peltier, you can get a Wraith cooler used for $10, if not free. So let's just say $10. And the Peltier, it came in a kit of three of them with heat sinks and stuff, and that was $14. And then the copper plate, I bought it a while ago, so I think each one of these copper plates are probably, let's just call them $1 each, so $2, $10 plus 15, and you can get the Peltiers a lot cheaper. You can even get an individual Peltier, same voltage and everything, for like $8. But let's just go off my cost, so let's just round that. So it's like less than $30 all in all. Let me try that. It's just like this autofocus thing. That guy just run into me. Hey, I've played so many hours of this game. It's just in this scene. I've watched this scene so many times. I think I played the game for like 3 hours, and I got like a total of like 21 hours now in this game, and it's not even me playing. Okay, so what are our temps? I'm just gonna read them out. So right now we are at 6771. We're gonna do our little quick heat up test. I mean, not heat up test. Heating up mod. I'm gonna turn this heater off. All right, real quick, our desk temperature. We're gonna go off the desk today is 17.2. All right, so it's at 17.2. Maybe if I back up a little bit. God, it's still so unlegible, man. It's terrible. What if I zoom in all the way? I'm sorry. That's just how it's gonna be, guys. I'm sorry. Apologize. I'll be sure to read it out. Okay, so are we getting hot? I'm gonna wait till the CPU hits 80. Right now it's 76 and 79, and then we're gonna throw it down there. Like I said, do not do this on your own. You're like literally superheating this bad boy. And then I'm gonna. Ow. I think we're almost there. Cool. All right, we got to get our thermal probe out, which I forgot to do, which I don't know where it is. Because I just want to see what the temperature is underneath this plate. We'll have one like just chilling outside of it. Cool. This one right here will be kind of like the room temp. And then this one is going to go right underneath. I'm going to stick it like right in between these thermal pads. Should be good. Ugh. This duct tape is going to ruin my freaking vinyl. Also, guys, I'm coming out with a DIY kit for this the no compromise mod. Basically, it's just all the 3D printed stuff. vinyl wrap so that when after you cut your back plate, you can cover up like I did, so it looks better. And then yeah, I think that's it. Just for those that don't have 3D printers, I don't even know if I'm gonna release these files to be honest. All right, cool. So here's our temperatures right now currently. Um, it's 36. How can I prop this thing up? Man, once I set it down there, it's gonna get pressure. So jank. The jankness. Please hit the gritty. Not sure what that means, homie. All right, so our temperatures right now are 78, 77. So 77, 78. I'm going to throw the Peltier on. Our temps are going to drop with this Peltier on just because we're adding more thermal mass to the system. I think we were at 37 there. And so you're going to see that all the temperatures are dropping. That's just because it's just same thing as a JSOX backplate except better because we're adding thermal mass to it. So we're going to let this just kind of calm down on its own and kind of see where we sit. So with everything sitting here, let's get everything up to temp. And then we'll turn on the Peltier, and then we can see from just it sitting versus, versus it on, we'll know how cool it gets. And while I do that, I'll try to figure out a way to prop this bad boy up a little bit better. Damn, it is cold in this room. This thermostat saying it's 14. I don't think we're gonna go off this thermostat. It's not very accurate for room temp. Alrighty. Cool. So we're just gonna let that cool down a little bit. And then go from there. We are at 69.72. Remember, what we're trying to do is just heat up this Peltier and then crank it on. And then we'll get like some real proper readings. Where's the cable for this? While that heats up, I want to talk about a little new mod that I've been working on. Mr. Freeze will be. Cool. Enjoy dinner. So, what I wanted to tell you guys about is, so after I did the vacuum cleaner, I was like, how do you make a vacuum? So I Googled how to make a vacuum. And here's my little kind of prototype for it. Oh, double mic? What do you mean? Oh, sorry, I just saw that comment. Let me see if I can fix that. don't know what I'm doing. Does it still sound like double mic? Oh, I think I know what it is. It's the damn camera. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I think it's the camera that's picking up my audio. You're correct. Cool. Sorry about that. Let me just go to which one is how does that sound? Is there still a testing? Let me know if there's still a double mic. I think I paused it correctly. Um, cool. So if you guys watched that video, I want you to A plus. Sweet. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. See how much hotter this thing's getting? We're at 70 and 73. It's still going to be overall cooler. It's going to take a while for it to cool up. But while we do that, I just want to show you something. So I wanted to figure out how to make a vacuum. And didn't do a video on this one yet. But this is essentially a 6,000 RPM fan. Hey, what's up, Brandon? This is a 6,000 RPM 40 mil by 10 fan. So it's loud. It's 12 volts. But what I did was I 3D printed a what essentially is a vacuum fan. I glued it on top. I sealed it right here because I wanted to see, can you make a vacuum? And obviously to put a vacuum on top of the Steam Deck. I think a 40 mil fan won't be powerful enough to do it, but I just want to show you that how this works. It fucking vibrates like crazy because I did not put the fan on correctly. It's a little it's a little janky, in a sense that the fan's kind of vibrating. Oof. But it pushes air, so it does push air off the top. I don't know if you can see that. But the main importance is, does it suck? And it does work. It doesn't work great because it's not the most tight seal. So, but it does hold a piece of paper. It vibrates like crazy. Next one won't vibrate as crazy because we'll set the fan in correctly. But it does create suction, and it's way quieter than a freaking vacuum cleaner. So the idea is to recreate this thing, and my phone's ringing. 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna answer this call. Your head's so loud. 1 second, guys. Be right back. So sorry. Sorry. So sorry. So we're pretty much there. I think we're pretty close to there. 72, 74. But real quick, back to this suction vacuum fan. So remember, we just took a 60 mil fan, and I 3D printed. I found some models online. I had to make quite a bit of changes to the model, for it to fit. And then this is just like I said. If there's this is a proof of concept. I always like to do proof of concepts. Something quick, something easy. If it works, then I can spend more time doing it. That's the reason why you want to do a proof of concept. And it works. And it works pretty well to the point where it will hold a piece of paper. I think I can, with this design alone, I can get a lot more suction out of it by balancing the fan better and in actually creating an actual suction tube or cup at the top so we can hold something stronger in a piece of paper. This is pretty good for it to be holding a piece of paper like that, but it can be a lot better, and I know I can make it better. But look at that, it's pretty cool, right? Uh, but I know I can like make it a lot better by actually using a bigger fan. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. So I want to use a bigger fan. Actually, a 120 mil or maybe like an 80 mil would be good. Something with like a lot of that moves a lot of CFMs. So maybe something like, where's that fan? Ah, like this bad boy. This Noctua fan, this thing is a beast. This thing moves a lot of air quickly. So I'm thinking we could just mount it onto this fan. It's pretty big though. It's bigger than a Steam Deck, but I think it'll work. We could try to make it into a dock. Build it into a dock. No, I did not watch that. You need to check it out. I've been too busy freaking modding the Steam Deck, but I definitely want to check that out. All right, so we're gonna take it over here. I think. I have to apply a little bit of pressure in this testing. Testing. Let me put my tape back on there to just heat it up a little bit more. This is why my videos always last so freaking long. I've been trying to cut them down. Just the process is just such a long process to do these things. Yeah, I have two of them to be exact. I have the 10 one, and then I just got the 20 mil in the mail. I'm actually gonna use this for the dock update video for our cooling dock, which is this one right here, the compromise dock. I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference, this fan, but I figured why not test it, do it for the content and science. This fan is a hell of a lot stronger though, so keep that in mind. So we've heated it up pretty damn good. Oh, prototype Steam Deck. All right, I'm gonna take the number at 75, 73, and then we'll cool off that. Get this video freaking done and done. 75, 73. What's the room temp? I'm gonna go off the desk here. Here the desk. 17.5. All right, so just a little bit of pressure. All right, let's kick this bad boy on. So remember, this probe is underneath the Steam Deck. How come you're not turning on? Oh, I gotta wait. I shorted. Oh, not sure what just happened here. I think I tripped the power. We just killed our Steam Deck. Real time killed the Steam Deck. The hell happened there? That was weird. Okay. How come this power supply ain't turning on? All right, I gotta. Of course. Now I need to figure out why this power supply is not. Oh, I tripped the wrong freaking wires. That's why. Did 5 and 6. That was weird that the Steam Deck powered down though. It's pretty weird. Okay, take two. All right, let's try this bad boy again. All right, there we go. All right, this bad boy is on. Watch the temp. So this is underneath the Peltier. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of pressure on the Peltier. Remember, room temp 17.5, and you guys can't even see any of the temperatures. I gotta get a better camera rig, yo. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go right here. Should be a little bit easier to see. If you guys can't see it, I'll read it out. We're at 70 and 71 right now. So remember, this is an 85-watt Peltier. Pretty much everything you buy on Amazon is like 30 and below. So this is like almost it's almost 3 times stronger than anything you'll buy on Amazon. So, and also it's only cost me roughly $30. You could do it a lot cheaper. Probably could easily keep it under $20. And remember, this is if you have a extra power supply, which probably most people don't. But you can get a 12 volt or 12 volt inverter or power adapter pretty cheap. Sweet, sweet. Oh my god, we're at 68 on the CPU. 38 degrees underneath the Peltier. So we hit like really like massive heat soaks. So this might take a while for the whole system to cool down. And obviously if we used a better cooler, this would be a lot better process. 37. Oh crap, what was the freaking number on this one? Was it like 47 or something? Fuck. I shouldn't write that down. I'm gonna say 47. But it is working. What is it? Oh, I gotta put something in front of the camera. There you go. That worked perfectly. UK guy was right. How do I mimic that without having my hand up? Freaking webcams, yo. Maybe we'll zoom in. I'm just putting my hand up on the screen so you can see the temperature drop. 67. We're getting there. What we really want to do, what we really care about, is the temperature on the on this thermostat. That's this is the most important temperature over that. It's working. All right, we're at 75, 73. We're about to hit a delta of 10. And just a quick reminder, this is going to work better than the JSOX backplate. We have better thermal pads. I already know the thermal pads they use are cheap. They're going to be cheap. It's a Chinese company. They're only selling for $30. There's no way they're spending, a lot of money on their thermal pads. It's going to be the cheapest one they can find. All right. While this cools down, we're going to just use the boys' room real quick. Be right back. Where we at? Where we at? We need a stronger Peltier. Yeah, we do. Honestly. Yeah, we're kind of like leveling out here. When I apply the pressure on there, like adequate force, it does cool down a little bit better. So let's just kind of talk. So 36.5, like we haven't really dropped them at. We hit a delta of 10. So the cool thing about this is our delta of 10 underneath the Peltier is the same delta we're getting on the APU, which is a good sign. That means it's almost a 1-to-1. So meaning if we had a stronger Peltier, we could get much colder temps. Question is, do you want to get any colder? Right? The Witcher 3 right now is on ultra settings. It's on ultra settings and we're getting a delta of nearly 10. If we drop this temp any lower, this 36 degrees, we get closer and closer to ambient temperature. Um it's gonna get more and more dangerous to have a Peltier. You're gonna have the risk of condensation. But if we were able to, which I haven't figured out yet, and I don't think anyone really has released anything on overclocking the APU, then we could definitely see a benefit from having a better Peltier. But I promise you what, we take all this tape off, I guarantee it's gonna get cooler. So what is that? What is that? 66, 64. So nearly is a delta of 9. Not a great thing. But you gotta remember, we started off at 75, 73. I guarantee if you had this on a actual case, not this duct tape case that I'm doing right now, it would be a lot better. Guarantee if I take this tape off right here, where our vent fan is, watch it cool down. Look, it's already dropped. Now we reduced the negative pressure in the system. Temperatures are already dropping. So if you double a Peltier with our ventilation mod to reduce negative pressure, you see the difference here? We're at 62 now. Come on, focus. There you go. So you can see that our temperatures are way, way better now. We're at 62 and 60 on the GPU. Our overall temperature right here is dropping. It actually feels colder in my hand now. Shit. I'm actually gonna. Actually, it doesn't really matter. So basically, what you could do is you could have a completely exposed backplate. I'm gonna just take this off real fast. There's condensation already on there. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Yeah, we already have condensation on the thermal pads. That's why it's just like, do you want to go fast? Do you want to get colder? Because you just risk breaking everything. So I just took all the duct tape off. Oh, where's my thermostat? All right, there's no more duct tape all around it. Now we're actually cooling the vent. I mean the heat shield with the fan as well now. So we should see. This is probably the best cooling solution by far possible. So we're at 60 on the CPU. Just gonna put my hand up. Focusing. There you go. We are 60, 59. All right, so our temperature is kind of going up here. We did move the spot though, so that could be a difference. But our overall temperatures are going down, and it's going down fairly quick, considerably. Apply a little bit more pressure here. If we had this thing directly attached to the APU, oh my god. I want to try out the PTM 7950. That's I found a website where you could order it. They're called modding something website. They're not too expensive, but it's only like one sheet for like $8. Shipping costs more than anything. But no, this is all stock thermal paste. I watched a couple videos. Apparently, Steam hasn't gone cheap on the thermal paste and their pads. Everything they've used is pretty high quality stuff. All right, we're a little kind of plagued here. So I don't think we're gonna get any colder in here, only because the thermostat is getting a little bit warmer. So I don't think we're gonna drop below. Well, we just hit 58. It's probably gonna teeter 58, 59. So we're in the 50s. For what it's worth, we're in the 50s. Cold from this fan. 59. So all in all, I guess the big takeaway is this: Will strapping a will strapping a Peltier to your Steam Deck cool it down? I think the short answer is yes. But how cold do you want to go, and is it worth doing? So if you just wanted to get all out performance on your Steam Deck, then you definitely want to do something like this, or strap a vacuum cleaner to it. But now that we know our Peltier is working, I know a lot of you want that JSOX backplate or looking to get it. We're definitely going to use the Peltier for the JSOX backplate, and I'm pretty excited to see how well it will work. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the performance that we got today. I think we're going to get maybe six to eight. May Honestly, I think we're going to get maybe around 6 degrees difference with that backplate. And then you got to remember, this Peltier is so bulky. And if we're getting 6 degrees on this Peltier, we're only going to get worse on other Peltiers, because this one is, like I said, is literally 3 times better than anything you can buy on Amazon. And it's just better. It gets colder. Um, Everything about it is just better, except its portability and stuff like that. You can't really just strap it on, but you could potentially mount one of these onto a dock and have a some type of docking system, which I actually plan on doing. Once I get that JSOX backplate, I could probably start working on it now. Oh my god, this thing's stuck on there. So what you do is basically what we did with our original dock, and this thing would just be mounted on there. That's it. It'd just be boom right there. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that. So it would just be mounted right on the back plate. So the back plate, I mean, on the dock, and then you just dock your Steam Deck, and then you had this cold ass Peltier. Oh man, this thing's coming off a little bit. You'd have this Peltier right here cooling it down. I just want to show you guys the condensation on this thing. So it'd be pretty simple build, probably one of the easier builds, because yeah, it wouldn't be crazy. It'd take forever to print though. How cold is this thing? Here's some cold and warm spots on these things. It's room temp now. It should have been. It starts to get cold pretty quick. Just want to show you guys before we cut this video how cold this thing actually gets, because I never really showed you. There's like hot and cold spots. Come on, cool up. Don't make me look like an idiot. Okay, while that cools down, so you guys don't have this boring ass staring at that thing. Anyone have any questions before we take off for the day? I don't even know how many people are in here right now, actually, because I don't even know how this thing works. I might just be talking to myself. I mean, 12 people in here? What does concurrent viewers mean? That means there's 12 people in here. That's pretty cool. No questions. Anything at all. Damn, this thing's blowing cold air. Where are we at? Whoa, 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 whoa. Fucking hey, what's wrong with this thing? Guys, you're gonna kill me. You guys are gonna kill me. Dale, real quick. Yes. I did see in Witcher 3 with stock. I will say I had 24 frames at the scene that we were on, and I had 24 frames in the scene that we were on, and with the mod, our best mod, we got up to 28 frames. Is it worth it? That's up to you. But we did see an increase of 4 frames. So what is that? Like 12%, 13% better performance. Guys, I unplugged the Peltier on accident somehow. This thing was never plugged in. That's why this thing was only getting room temp. So we were only we were only passively cooling the back of the Steam Deck. So, meaning we got to do this again. Motherfuck. So, if you guys are still in here and still want to hang out, just hang out for another 20, 15 minutes. 15 more minutes, I promise. We're going to be done in 15 minutes. God damn it. Sorry for swearing. Oh, shit. No wonder it wasn't getting as cold as I thought it was going to get a little bit colder, but man, that was a kind of a letdown, but fuck. So, hang out with me. I'm gonna show you how cold the Peltier is getting right now in a second. Because it wasn't getting close. It was too close to room temp, and I was like, how come this thing is too close to room temp? And it's because the Peltier unplugged somehow. I think it was when was fucking with the camera or something. So we gotta redo the damn test, the whole damn thing. I'm assuming we're gonna get better results with the Peltier on as well. Just remodding the Steam Deck so that we can get some proper temperatures. Fucking hey. Well, sorry, I thought I was gonna end this, but we did get some condensation, or maybe that was something else. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't even eat breakfast yet. You guys can't probably hear me. I'm so far away from the mic. I'm just. God damn it. God damn it. Can't believe I did that. Just wasted 30 minutes. I wasted all your time. All right, we're gonna do this again. Why? Oh, it unplugged itself again. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? One of the prongs was all janky on there, so it kicked it out when I pushed it in. So that's the reason why the Peltier unplugged itself. Or I probably knocked it out, but I didn't realize it wasn't plugged in correctly. Gosh darn it. Darn it to hell. Fucking bitch. There you go. That should work. We're just putting this duct tape on there, kind of to simulate a backplate, because we don't have one. God, I can't believe I did that. I don't know if you can see in the Peltier. Well, yeah, well, Dale, you didn't miss anything because we just wasted 30 minutes. But real quick, Peltier is at 4 degrees. Like I said, I got this thing down to -5 in my previous testing. All right. Okay. Dropping shit. Okay, let's get this camera back in position. Good. All right, so 80. Currently on 80 degrees. We're going to come out with a better video. Like, I'm going to redo this all so I can film it because this is a shit show. All right, we're at kind of where we were at 75, 78, 77, and then 74, 77. All right, the hot back plate is at 50 degrees. Peltier is currently at 0 degrees at the coldest spot. It's at 0. Come on, let's get it minus 1, and then we'll throw this bad boy on. Probably shouldn't throw it on at -1, to be honest. We just hit -1. Like I said, in my testing, we got -5 on this thing. It's already frost on this thing. Fuck! I'm gonna just cut it out real quick. Let this thing heat up. There's already frost on here, which is not good. Gonna get that water off of there. So you know it gets cold. I just didn't want to put frost on top of my Steam Deck, so I had to turn it off to allow it to cool down or warm up. All right, we're there. All right, we're kicking it on. It's still plugged in. We got 26. We just dropped from 50 to 26 on the back plate. Our Steam Deck temperatures are, we were at 78, 75 earlier. Okay, we're a minus delta of 10. God, this thing is getting cold fast. So that the thermostat is underneath our heat sink, our cooler. Did it unplug again? God, I can't believe I did that. It's crazy. Okay, we're at 17. We're past room temp now. We're at 16 degrees. 15. Holy shit, we're moving, getting cold. If we get past 10 degrees, I'm gonna want to not do this anymore because I really don't want to break my Steam Deck. 14, 13 degrees underneath. We're not seeing a huge reflection on the temperature underneath on the Steam Deck versus. So our temperatures are at 65, 67, but the problem is underneath the Steam Deck is underneath the Peltier is all 12 degrees. So why is this so much? Why is it so much colder? I just got better contact there. Okay, there we go. I don't think we had great contact on the plate. Hmm. Thermal pads or metal backplate. Yeah, that's fine. It's an aluminum backplate. It's fine to put thermal pads on there if that's what you're talking about. We did see a minus 50 with all this tape off, but let's see how cold it gets with our simulated backplate. Basically, with the simulated backplate, we're just reducing air restrictions. I mean, we're increasing air restriction. Okay, we're hell a lot colder with just the heat sink on. I mean, we're hell of a lot colder with just the cooler on because it was just the cooler on earlier. Now it's the Peltier. So 60, 61. Underneath is still 7, so it's still room temp right now underneath the Peltier. Thanks, Dale. You take it easy, brother. Okay, we're at 59 on the GPU. Oh, we just saw 59, 62 in the CPU. God, I can't believe I didn't have the Peltier on. Okay, so we might be leveling out now because our temperatures are going up underneath the Peltier, but it could be the way I'm holding it. Just applying the weight of my hand on there, and we're starting to cool down like crazy. So our temps have shot up 62, 64, but our Peltier is somewhat dropping in temp. 15 degrees on the Peltier, 62, 63 on the CPU. Oh yeah, getting to the dock. Well, you know what? So the issue is that we're heating the backplate. I mean, cooling the backplate to the point of condensation. So any moisture underneath the I okay, let me really say that. Any moisture underneath the aluminum heat shield will start to it will start to warm up. I mean, cool down to the point where you'll get moisture. So any moisture in the system that's making close contact to the Peltier will start developing condensation. But I don't think we're really in an area right now that condensation is going to be an issue because 60 room temp, that's fine. We need to be close to zero for condensation. So I think anything, I don't know, I gotta look it up, but anything close to, I don't want to go anything lower than 10 degrees on the Peltier because that's kind of like the scary phase for me. I think that's when we might see some. Why does this keep jumping around, dude? It's this damn application I have right here. I gotta pick a spot and stick to it. It's all about this pressure. The more I press down on it, the colder it gets. But we're at 14 degrees, which is the coolest it's been. Just shows you how important mounting pressure is. Okay, so let's call it there. On that, we're at 14. We'll call it 62, 63, because and then we'll do one more test before we take off. 62 and 63 off of 78, 77. We're going to take off our faux backplate. And we're going to throw this thing back on because I know it'll work better. Actually, we could have just leave it. And then we'll see the temps there. This is probably going to be the coldest it gets because we get active cooling on the backplate with the fan. I just destroyed this thermal pads. All right, so this is like as good as it's gonna get right here. All right, our temps are already down into the 50s with all that duct tape off. Schnikes. Peltier is 14, 56 on the CPU, and the GPU is 53. Now we're in. I wonder if we can hit 40 degrees on the GPU. That would be pretty cool. So remember this, guys. We took the duct tape off to simulate the backplate. Oh my god, we are gonna hit 40 degrees on the GPU. I know we are. We're just at 51. Oh, 50. Oh, come on, 51. Let's see 50. All right, there we go. So I saw 50. Peltier is warming up, but the system's overall getting cooler. There we go, 49 on the GPU. Just saw it. We're at 16.1 on the Peltier. I wonder if we can get that CPU to 49. Question is, if this Peltier doesn't get any colder, the one I'm holding right here, I don't think we'll get any colder in the system overall. Maybe. 16.6 on the Peltier. $49. I think we need to hit like 48 on the GPU to even come close to hitting 49 on the CPU. The Peltier is kind of sort of cooling down a little bit. Oops, yeah. I should have figured out a better mounting idea for this. $51. Come on. Come on. Let me see 50. It's getting warmer. I think this might be it. I don't think the Peltier can get any colder now. Maybe if we left it on for an hour, maybe. But I think that 51 is the mark. So we got 49 and 51. Let's give it like another minute. I just see the Peltier warming up, and it's not a good sign for it. That means it's kind of just finding its balance now. All right, 49.51. 49.51. Which is fucking really good still. That's really, really good. Cool, cool. 4951. Room temp is 17.5, y'all. All right, let's just do a quick downloads because this live stream is way longer than I wanted it to be, and I'm sure you guys have things to do as well. Let me turn this fan off. So the Peltier works. Sorry if you missed and you cut out when we did it incorrectly, but that's just 1 second. Oh. But that's just part of the process, unfortunately. Just part of making things. Sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes you have some issues. Luckily, we were able to resolve it. Our Peltier did amazing. So we started at 78 degrees on the CPU, and we dropped all the way down to 50. Was it 51 degrees? That's a freaking huge delta. Almost 30 delta. Still not better than our vacuum cleaner. Oh yeah, what's up, Gary? So we got down from 78 on the CPU, and 77 on the GPU, down to 51 and 49 on the GPU. So we did nearly a delta of 30. We're almost there. About 28 overall, which is great. 28-degree drop. I guess fan speed is irrelevant because we have an external fan, so it doesn't really matter on that point. But we did see some considerable gains from attaching a Peltier to your Steam Deck. So, I guess in closing would be, should you do this? I don't see why not, but I think the problem is if you're going to do it with the JSOX backplate, which I will do a video on, the issue is what Peltier are you going to use? Because the custom built Peltier I made is 85 watts. And from what I can tell, I think the most powerful one I've seen on Amazon is 30 watts. And then someone said this BlackRock one, and I did the amp and the voltage on the BlackRock one, and I think it was only 25 watts. So let's just take that. Let's assume they all have best case scenario. So if you're only rocking, let's say 33% the power of this, we're just assuming that you'll only do 33% the cooling, right? So that means you'll only get, at most, you'll see a temperature drop of 8 or 9 at most, maybe. Best case scenario. But remember, like, our application was better. Like, I know our heat pads, our thermal pads are better than the JSOX one for sure. We had like direct contact to the plate, because you got to remember the JSOX backplate has it goes heat shield, it goes heat shield, thermal pad, then it goes aluminum plate, and then it goes plastic covering. So there's an insulated plastic covering on there, and remember, plastic is not very thermally conducive. So more than likely, what you're gonna have is an issue of how much heat can you transfer through that plastic plate. I don't know how much, but I just know it's not going to be better than what we did because we didn't have any plastic in the way. Also, you have to remember our back case was modded as well. So if we only went off the unmodded back case one, it was 6263, which is a delta of 22 still. Delta, no, yeah, no, 63. Oh, no, wait, which is those numbers? I lost those numbers. I have no idea. Yeah, I think it was 6263. Delta of 6263 is delta of 10. So if you're only going to get 30% of that, that means you're only going to get like 4 degrees cooler, which is a lot. 4 degrees is quite a bit.
But then you got to think about it already, because one of those black sharks are like anywhere. I've seen them go from like 25 to $50 each, and I think a decent one is in the $50 range. And those are the 30 watt ones, and the backplate's $60. It just doesn't really make any sense monetarily. Like, the only reason I'm buying this backplate is for those rear buttons, to be honest, not the cooling aspect. Because obviously, if you've watched the previous video, all our best cooling solutions came from reducing air resistance by taking a backplate, opening up your Steam Deck, and then putting a backplate modification to it. This was like just doing this mod alone was almost a delta of 10. So if you haven't seen that video, it's called the No Compromise mod. Just doing this to your Steam Deck plus the thermal pads, almost a delta of 10. So I guess I don't know. I guess what I would say is look how low the ceilings are. If you want to tinker and build your own Peltier, which is super freaking easy, super easy to build your own Peltier, literally raised cooler, cheap thermal, cheap Peltier on Amazon. I got it on Amazon. Altogether, I think you can build this whole system with a power adapter for under $30 if you are willing to look, and you don't need a power supply. Actually, I have a 12 volt one already, but it's only 12 volt 3 amps, so it wasn't enough to give this thing its, like, justice, so I didn't use that. So I wanted to make sure I didn't have power was not an issue, so that's why I used the power supply. But like I said, you could buy one of those on Amazon. Some of them are not too expensive, but you do have to do some DIY stuff like I did. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I definitely am gonna test out the JSOX backplate with our Wraith cooler, freaking Frankenstein. Oh, that's a cool way to put it, Frankenstein. I do plan on doing that, so stay tuned for that. And I am planning to create a dock around this. I might change out this Wraith cooler just because I'm gonna probably purchase a cheap low profile one, just so it looks better, and it's just not as bulky. This thing is pretty much the size of the Steam Deck, so this thing is freaking pretty huge. So I'm probably gonna get one of those, get a low profile one, or maybe just harvest one off another system. But that's for another video, guys. I just want to say thanks for hanging out for the very first live stream. I really appreciate it. I really do like sharing what I'm finding with you guys, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and I hope to continue to do this for quite some time. And if we're not talking about Steam Deck, hopefully we're talking about something else that interests me, which is a lot of things. But other than that, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching, and if you really want to help the channel out, hit that like, subscribe, and if you're not, hit that subscribe, hit those notifications. My videos are gonna come down a little bit, just because I am back to work now, because the rains have finally stopped. It rained for like a month straight. But I will try to still come out with content, at least 1 or 2 videos per week, and I would like to do more of these live streams. I do enjoy these live streams, but I will make sure they're more well produced, meaning we have everything ready before I start the stream, and we start on time. It's gonna happen, I promise. But other than that, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. You guys have a great Saturday. You guys stay healthy. Take your vitamin D. It's important. Exercise, extremely important. Should always do that. Eat healthy. And I guess that's it. Later. Bye.